Alright, so the project for today is with this air compressor. I've been having some problems with the engine. It runs for about an hour and then it just decides to shut off and it has trouble starting back up again. So I want to fix this. What I have another engine that is almost the exact same thing as this one. So it has some very similar parts, actually almost exact matches. So I'm going to change out the fuel tank and the carburetor on this one here and exchange it out with the other one. I think the problem may be something getting clogged with the fuel, and I need this to be able to work in the next 12 hours or so. So I want to change out these parts and then I will try it out. So here's my other engine that will work for components for my air compressor engine. So I need to take off the gas can and the carburetor and those pieces in order for my air compressor. So this is a compatible engine with it, so let's start taking it off. I've already removed the 4 bolts on this front cover, so we can pull this off. Probably don't need to pull it off, but I'll pull it off anyway for now. I may need to get into some of these other components inside here. Alright, so first there's 2 screws, one on either side, and that'll remove the air intake cover. So we'll go ahead and undo those. And the air intake cover can come off, as well as the air filter. Looks like this one's a little dirty, needs to be cleaned. Nice and clean on the inside though, but so that's excellent, very clean. Now there are 4 bolts, these 4 up top, that need to be removed, so we'll get those removed now. One thing when you're removing these bolts, just be extremely careful of the air intake into the carburetor right here, that you don't drop these screws down there. Alright, now that those bolts are removed, this top panel can come off. We'll set that aside. Next, we're going to have to take off the carburetor here and the tank, and I think we may be able to take it off all in one. There's a bolt here that holds it to the engine. There's another one down here, and I think that's all that holds the carburetor, but there is also another bolt. Alright, I don't know if you can see this, but there's one bolt right here that also needs to come off to be able to remove this whole side assembly. So let's get all those bolts off right now. So this is a T27 star pattern tip for this bolt here as well as the one down there. I'm also going to remove this muffler exhaust so that I can access some of this other stuff a little easier. So to remove this bolt down here, I think I'm going to have to pull off a lot of these components. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off this piece here, and then I think I have to remove a lot of these star bit pieces as well. So for these other star pieces, this is a T20 star tip. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe a 5th that need to be removed. Also, be extremely careful of these little connecting rods here, just so you don't break those. Those are something that you don't want to break. I'll set this up here because there's a wire attached to it. Okay, so the gas can should be free to come off. We may need to move the engine a little bit here. We'll just be extremely careful with it. There is one more spring down here that I need to remove. So I believe it's for the governor. So I'm going to remove that now. So this engine came off a rototiller, so there's another mounting bracket here that's not allowing the gas can to drop out, so I'm going to remove that right now. Okay, we should now be able to remove this gas can and the assembly down here. Just be careful if you're doing this because there are some delicate components. There we go. Alright, I'm going to put the gas can aside because that's the piece I'm wanting. And now I have much better access to this bolt in there. And there we go. Just be careful here again with the little tie rod for connecting the carburetor, that you don't break it. And there we go, there's our second piece. So now we're ready to grab the other engine and put these components on it.